In this section, we're going to be graphing linear equations using point, slope, intercept. So remember, you're going to get a slope and you're going to get an intercept, and then we just graph the line. So we're going to look at number 1. I always write to the side what it is. So I'm going to put my slope here is -1, and my beginning point is 5. Remember, your beginning point is on the y-intercept, but I like it the beginning point. You always start graphing with your b. So you're going to go up to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you make a point loud and proud. Now, your slope is -1. So remember, you want slope in a fraction form because it's the ratio rise over run. So if you have a slope of -1 over 1, that means if it's negative, you go down, but I always run right. No matter if it's negative or positive, I always run right. So because it's -1, I'm going to go down 1, but I run right 1. Down 1, run 1. Down 1, run 1. Down 1, run 1. Down 1, run 1. All right, and then remember when we graph, we go all the way through, arrows on both ends. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. My beginning point's -1. My slope is -3. And I'm just going to put, for my information, -3 over 1 because I want to see that ratio. So my beginning point's -1 on the y-intercept. And then because it's negative, I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3. But I always run right. Down 3, always run right. Now, if it goes off the graph, that's fine because you can reverse it. So you can go up 3, but now you got to run left because here it's +3 and a -1, which still results in that -3. So I can reverse it. I can go down 3 over 1. Once I find the pattern, reverse it. Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. But make sure it goes all the way through, arrow on both ends. Okay? All right, we're going to do a lot of these. So my beginning point here is 3. My slope is -1/4. So my beginning point is +3 on the y-intercept. It's negative, so I'm going to go down 1, but I'm going to run 4. And then I'm going to reverse it because I want as many points as I can on that graph, right? I do want to take up all this space. So I'm going to go up 1 and reverse it 4. Make sure my line is straight, arrow on both ends. Look at number 5. My beginning point 6. My slope is 2. I'm going to put 2 over 1 because I want to see that ratio. So my beginning point is 6, and it's +2 over 1. Again, it goes off the graph. That's okay. I can now reverse it because look what happens. When I go down 2, that's -2. And if I go to the left, that's a -1. And a negative divided by a negative still creates that positive slope because 2 negatives make a positive. So I'm going to graph it, graph it, graph it, graph it, graph it. And I go all the way through. And I'm just going to give a quick double check. Is this slope positive? Yes, my skier's going uphill. Okay, let's look at 7. My beginning point is 0. There is no constant term, so it's 0. And my slope is -4, and I'm going to put 1 over it, so I know that ratio. My beginning point is 0. I'm going to go down 4 over 1. Then I'm going to reverse it, up 4 over 1. Arrows on both ends. Okay, all right, let's look at number 8. They reversed ordered, but remember your beginning point's that constant term, so b equals -3, and my slope is 5 over 1. Again, I want to see that ratio. So I begin graphing at -3. My slope is up 5 over 1. It's going to go off the graph, and that's okay. All right, let's turn the page over. And now we're going to do these guys down here. Now it is in standard form, so I have to convert to slope-intercept form, then graph. So let's look what I do over here. So I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. -4y equals -2x plus 20. I divide everything by a -4. And I get y equals, don't forget to reduce your fraction, 1/2 x minus 5. So I begin graphing at -5. My slope is +1/2, so I go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and then I'm going to reverse it. I've seen the pattern, and I want to reverse it because I want as many dots on that graph as I can. Okay, let's do 15. Still, we need to get y by itself, so I subtract 2x on both sides. 3y equals negative 2x. I'm not putting plus 0. It's understood to be 0, and I divide by 3. So y equals negative 2/3 x. Now, what is my beginning point? 0. And my slope is 2/3. So I'm going to start at the origin. And now I'm going to, slope is negative 2/3. Sorry, caught it. Now I'm going to go down 3 over 2. Or down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. And then I'm going to reverse it and go up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3. And then I'm going to take my line all the way through the quadrants, arrows on both ends. Okay, let's look at 16. I'm going to subtract 10x on both sides. Negative 8y equals negative 10x plus 24. Divide everything by negative 8. Do not forget to reduce my fraction. So y equals 2 negatives make a positive, and it's 5 over 4x minus 3. So I begin at negative 3, and my slope is 5 over 4. So I begin graphing at negative 3. My slope is positive 5 over 4. Positive 5 over 4. And I'm going to reverse it. Down 5 over 4. That way I have as many points on the graph, arrows on both ends. All right, let's take a look at number 17. Subtract 9x on both sides. 12y equals negative 9x plus 12. Divide everything by a positive 12. And I get, don't forget to reduce your fraction, negative 3 over 4x plus 1. My beginning point is positive 1, and my slope is negative 3 over 4. So I'm going to begin at positive 1, excuse me. My slope is negative 3, so I go down 3, always run right. Down 3, always run right. Now I'm going to reverse it, up 3 over 4, up 3 over 4, and I go all the way on both sides. Okay, if you have questions on how to graph from slope-intercept form and how to convert, come see me.